Welcome to Pets in Paradise TV. Here's what's coming up in the next half hour. It's always heartwarming when a tragic story has a happy ending, especially about a family pet. We'll hear all about a dog named Kumo and how a backyard accident sent his family into a tailspin.
He caught his feet in the grass and it twisted his back, and all I heard was a yelp.
Some cats, when you pick them up, turn into a wild, frantic, writhing mass of fur and claws. But not this cat. This one does just the opposite. We'll meet the ragdoll cat. Will a guinea pig say cheese? Not sure about that. But in a moment, we'll meet a pet photographer who shoots everything from dogs in hula skirts to rock star rodents.
Guinea pigs and punk, I like it because, it shows his personality.
It's all ahead on Pets in Paradise TV. You know your pet is beautiful, but getting that beauty captured on film is a whole different story. In this segment, we follow one of Hawaii's top pet photographers to learn what it takes to get a good pet photo.
I'm Lonnie Sanders. I've been photographing pets since around 2008 exclusively. I've done over 1,000 pets.
With that much experience, Lonnie shares a few easy tricks that you can use to get the perfect shot.
And it's something I just fell in love with, and I couldn't stop. I loved it. I found my passion, and I'm happy to keep working.
And if you actually duck behind me, like you're hiding, his eyes will come down to perfect.
Lonnie's first tip, get down and get eye level with your pet.
I was doing a Paws in Paradise calendar, and what that is, dogs showing the beauty of Hawaii, and we want everyone to have an aloha theme.
A successful picture is one that conveys character. You can use a treat to motivate your pet to do his favorite trick, or one that captures his personality. And what's a photo shoot without an outfit, right? Picking props that go with the outfit and help make the photo pop.
There's a giant ominous cloud behind us, so time is of the essence. We'll go towards the light.
But even with the perfect outfit, treats, and setup, pet photo shoots might not go as planned.
The day of the shoot, the weather was a little iffy. We got there right in time. There was a storm coming over, and we actually had to run from the clouds to keep the light. It was really exciting.
You can put that behind my head so he looks down just a little.
But we pulled it off.
Despite the weather, the photos turned out great. But if you thought that was hard, let's see Lonnie work her magic on a pet that doesn't do tricks and doesn't wear outfits.
Today we're shooting Rupert. He's a really cute little guinea pig. He's got crazy hair, and his owner, Carrie, wants to make him into a punk rocker. And he looks kind of punk, so we'll see how it goes.
Rupert is funny. He loves peppers more than anything. And I have a 6-year-old Weimaraner as well, and they play together. Cuddles. He'll cuddle with you. Give me smooches.
Humans aren't the only ones that get camera shy. Pets can get nervous too. Pet owners should stay close, and treats should help the pets relax.
Put his front legs up on the guitar.
Your legs top. There you go.
You don't want to overdo it either and stress out your pet. It's okay to take a break.
Guinea pigs and punk, I like it because, it shows his personality. Rupert's a rebel. His hair is kind of rebellious, so I think it'll fit his personality. You're such a rocker, Rupert.
Ashley, rockin' Rupert.
While Rupert's not really one for poses, a few playful props can help give him the appearance of a bona fide rock star.
Guinea pigs are a little difficult to kind of get them to look into the camera. I can't really predict their body language as easy as I can a dog. You just kind of hope for the best, and hopefully Carrie's got a good relationship with Rupert and can help guide him. But usually they don't run around too much, but hopefully he won't run away.
Out of the 10 breeds, Rupert is a silky.
We got it before it fell.
I got Rupert through Petco. He is a little bit special needs, and I knew that when I got him because he has a prolapsed penis, so his hair grows around it, so it'll swell really big. So we get to manscape him about every other day. Great shot, Rupert! I mean, he's a joy. Like, he's so funny and definitely has his own personality. He loves to play. He loves to play with our dog. He loves to cuddle.
We're good to go.
Yay! Good job, Rupert.
You did so good, Rupert.
I think Rupert's gonna have a future in modeling. Other than that, he's gonna get to travel probably the world a little bit. And he likes to give smooches. Well, I don't know if he'll give me any, but no, okay. He's had a traumatic day.
Go ahead and sit on the floor right in the middle of that. Not too far back towards the back. Oh, yeah. We saw Carrie actually did a little modeling herself, so she looks very photogenic to me, and we're just gonna do a quick little portrait of her and Rupert together. I'm gonna put him up on top of your head, and we'll just have you go.
Look up.
Yeah. Okay, so let me balance him up there, and if you feel him falling off you.
I'm hoping he doesn't pee on me. He'll probably make poop, but.
When taking photos of your own, look for opportunities to try something new. Experiment, and don't be afraid to get in front of the camera yourself.
Okay.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap. Whether you're looking to capture your pet as a rock star or the ambassador of Aloha, what you really need to know is patience is the key to getting the photos you want. A guinea pig is often confused with a hamster. They're both cute. They both make good pets. Are they actually the same animal? Guinea pigs and hamsters are both rodents, but they're different species of rodents. And although they look similar and are both common household pets, they have their differences. First of all, guinea pigs are much bigger than hamsters, which are much smaller and tend to be escape artists. Hamsters are also nocturnal and often make a lot of racket in their cage at night, whereas guinea pigs sleep at the same time you do. Hamsters carry food in cheek pouches. Guinea pigs do not. What they do have in common is that they like to be cuddled, although they're not as relaxed when you pick them up as our next guest. Today, it's all about the ragdoll cat. One of the most distinctive breeds of cats is the ragdoll. It looks somewhat like a Siamese or a Himalayan with blue eyes and distinct color points, but its odd behavior is what makes it stand out. What's odd, compared to most cats, is that the ragdoll goes limp when you pick it up, hence the name. The breed was developed in the 1960s by an American breeder, Ann Baker, who liked the look of the cat and its great personality, and its tendency to go limp when held. Baker liked the breed so much, in fact, that she kept it to herself, forming a ragdoll group apart from any other cat registry association. She even trademarked the name Ragdoll, and it wasn't until after her death when the trademark expired that the name became available to other breeders. Today, the Ragdoll is recognized by all the major associations and is popular both in the United States and in Great Britain, where it was imported. The Ragdoll is one of the largest breeds of cats, weighing in at 8 to 15 pounds for a female and a whopping 12 to 20 pounds for a male. They're slow maturing and don't reach full weight until they're 4. They are considered semi-long-haired and come in a half-dozen colors, including white, red, chocolate, blue, lilac, and cream. Their points consist of one darker color at the extremities. Their coats, even though fairly long, don't have much of an undercoat, which makes them less likely to tangle and mat. They shed about the same as any semi-long-haired breed. As for health issues, Ragdolls join the Siamese in having the lowest survival rate of any cat breed, with only 63% living to 10 years or older. Issues include urinary problems and heart disease. The ragdoll's personality is considered dog-like. It's not uncommon for them to run and greet you at the door, follow you around the house, and some can even fetch, much like a Siamese. But their most unusual personality characteristic is their tendency to collapse in the arms of anyone who holds them, even if they're on their backs. They're not excessively vocal cats, but will ask you politely for a snack in a soft voice when they're hungry. Ragdolls are fun to play with and seldom extend their claws when playing. They don't mind being dressed up in costumes or riding in a baby stroller. They get along fine with other cats as well as cat-friendly dogs. Some ragdoll owners say that if a dog is man's best friend, then the ragdoll must be man's best companion. And now you know all about the ragdoll cat. Although ragdoll cats are big, they're not the biggest breed of cats. Do you know what the biggest breed is and how much they weigh? A male ragdoll cat generally weighs 12 to 20 pounds, but that's nothing compared with a Savannah cat, which typically weighs around 30. A Savannah is a cross between a domestic cat and a wild African cat, which gives it its size. Of purely domestic cats, the Maine Coon is considered the biggest, with males generally weighing in at 25 pounds when fully grown. But when it comes to big cats or dogs as pets, the love of an owner can really make a difference in times of tragedy, as we find out next. Losing a pet is hard. Moving on to a new pet can be even harder. In this story, we witness one man's healing heart and one dog's determination to walk again. It all started with this puppy.
We knew that if we did not take this dog, that it was going to be his last option of a rescue.
I had a Rhodesian Ridgeback when I was a kid, full-bred, AKC registered dog, and I've always liked the breed. It had been 2 decades before I was able to get Kumo. I just couldn't bring myself to having another one after I had him.
Jonathan had his first dog for 11 years, but sadly, medical problems forced him to put the dog down.
John was a little leery about, I don't want to get that connected to a dog again and have something happen.
It took, let's just say it took 2 decades before I could get another dog. That's part of the reason I wasn't too keen on getting another dog. But I have no regrets. I think he likes to just do what I like to do, or likes doing what I'm doing, hanging out.
And he's not my dog anymore. He's his dog.
He is my best friend. Yeah, right. Yeah, he is my best friend.
Besides me.
Well.
This second forever friend grew up into everything you could hope for in a dog. Then suddenly everything changed.
I came home from work on that evening and John was throwing the tennis ball down the driveway for the dog. And we were throwing the tennis ball back and forth down the driveway, and we'd bounce it and he'd jump up in the air. And John threw one low grounding ball. Kumo would usually get to the ball and overrun it, and then his back would come up, and that was quite often for him. But as he hit the ball and overran it, he caught his feet in the grass and it twisted his back, and all I heard was a yelp. And I look over and he's down on the ground and he's dragging his back legs. John ran over to him and he was dragging his legs on the ground, and I said, just, lay with him on the ground. And he's either paralyzed or, something's wrong here.
Wasting no time, the couple did the right thing and rushed Kumo to the vet.
And I'm on the phone all the way calling VCA, telling him we have a dog that's got either a bad back injury, he cannot move his back legs, and my husband's in the back of the truck with the dog and we're on our way. Can you have somebody waiting for us?
Once they got to the vet, the test started.
Kumo Bowers was presented to us at about 6 o'clock in the evening. His chief complaint was that he was running around playing ball, suddenly became paralyzed in his hind legs.
We're like, please don't let anything happen to this dog.
Kumo's injury left him in bad shape, unable to move his back legs and facing an uncertain future. Kumo's owners were left with a tough decision, and in a moment we'll find out how they dealt with Kumo's future. Spinal injuries in dogs are not unusual. In fact, they're in the top 10 when it comes to common dog injuries. What are the top 3 injuries? Spinal injuries are the 7th most common injury in dogs. The top 3 are soft tissue trauma, that's a bruise or contusion. The second is a minor ligament tear. And the 3rd most common injury in dogs is a bite wound or laceration. Some injuries to dogs may seem minor, but a visit to the vet is a must to make sure there aren't other less noticeable problems. Let's get back to Kumo, the Rhodesian Ridgeback who was healthy and physically active at one moment, but then suffered an injury while playing an innocent game of catch and was left partially paralyzed. Kumo's owners rushed him to the vet where tests began, but the problem was not easily diagnosed. Life for Kumo's owners was suddenly turned upside down.
So Kumo was admitted into the hospital that night, was started on medical therapy for paralysis.
A dog's spine is highly sensitive. Many times injuries to the spine leave the dog paralyzed. But was that the case with Kumo?
I'm thinking the worst. I always think the worst, but I was just thinking this is terrible. There's just no way.
We have a choice for our diagnoses is either a herniated disc causing his paralysis, or he may have suffered a blood clot to that portion of his spinal cord causing the paralysis.
Trying to find out what was wrong with Kumo was no easy task. It didn't take hours, it took days. The couple had no choice but to wait.
We came home and we both were like, there's no way.
Yeah.
I went back in Monday. We actually both went in.
I took you in on my way to work.
Yeah, he took me in on the way to work. And I actually stayed and I crawled in the kennel with him. Hit my head by his head, and I actually just laid basically in the kennel with him for probably another 2 or 3 hours at least.
Yeah.
Until they said, you just need to give him some time to rest, and you need to go home and get some rest yourself.
After all that, the vet came back with nothing. There was nothing he could do for Kumo. So he returned home, unable to use his back legs. The couple had to care for him constantly.
A day in the life of this dog was we would have to get up in the morning and we would have to bath him, wet him down.
He's a 70-pound dog. He was eating and drinking fine. What goes in's got to come out. So we were doing a load of laundry every night. And during these times, of course, you think, we can't go on like this for the dog's sake. And it brought back the decision I had to make 20 somewhat years ago about putting a dog down. And it was terrible. Those were terrible times, yeah.
But things always seem darkest before the dawn, and Kumo himself would reveal that.
And then one day I came home from work, and Kumo was actually standing up in his containment, and I was just overjoyed. I knew at that point that we actually had hope, and that we could make a life for the dog.
We'll never know what happened to Kumo, how exactly he got hurt, or how he was able to get back on his feet again. But his story shows that dogs are fighters, they're resilient, and lots of love and lots of patience can help.
This is a miracle that this dog has progressed from where he was to where he is today. The vet told us a lot of people at this point would not invest the time or the money into this, and they would have just put their dog down. But I was not going to give that up hope. And for anybody who has a dog who had been through this, just give it time.
Just give it time. There's no guarantees.
There's no guarantees, but you have to at least try and know that you've done everything you can. And you don't want to try it and give it all you can. Look in their eye and they'll tell you whether they're going to be able to make it or not.
In this case, Kumo made it and is thriving. A testament that faith, love, and patience do work.